welcome to my channel. My name is Tanika, in case you are new here. My channel focuses on fashion and travel and beauty and all the things Jordan. In today's video, I am going to be talking to my husband. Yes, I am going to be, answering you guys' questions. We actually recorded this before, I think at the end of January, and my hair just looked atrocious and a mess, and I was trying to get my husband to redo it, and he was giving very much like, no, but you know what? It's a beautiful day in New York City. And so I got my husband to join me. So he is putting his clothes on. We call him Mr. B. He's my husband. Let's get straight into the questions.
Okay.
Would you be in a reality show with Tanika?
No.
Why?
I feel like reality shows get messy. Right?
But you wouldn't. What if I was on, like, I don't know, a reality show? It doesn't matter. It's just a hard no for you?
I don't know. Maybe it's a maybe, but I feel like reality shows can get messy.
So, tips for a long-lasting marriage. This is what the people tune in for.
I see.
Well, let me just say what I tell the people. I tell the people on TikTok, I always say, I never like to give marriage advice. Right. I can say what works for us because I feel like everyone is so unique. Yep. And people are always looking for like the silver, like,
what's
bullet.
The secret?
Yeah, like what's the secret sauce? And people get paid to sell these courses and these scams and these Ponzi schemes and things over on TikTok. And they're selling that people on courses and Sierra's prayer and all kinds of things. So I always say, there's just no secret.
There's not.
I mean, I can say what worked for us. I think we just got super lucky.
We did.
And I feel like we got super blessed at a young age. Because would you recommend Kennedy to get married as young as we did?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I mean, if she finds a person and she's just like convinced that, he's the one, she's the one, they're the one, we can have a conversation. But I feel like we got super lucky, and most people who get married at our age,
I just think that people who get married so young, they're usually, it's a lot of times they have financial challenges, they have to deal with infidelity, they have to deal with just a lot of stuff. I just feel like we just got super lucky, and we weren't able, we didn't have to deal with some of those challenges.
Right.
And so I don't know if I would recommend it, but tips for a long-lasting marriage.
Yeah, I think for me it's communication, trust. You have to have full faith and trust in your partner. And I think keep other people out of your business to a degree. I mean, you have friends and family but I think
but we don't really have any business. It's no shade. No, it's not shade. I think,
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Because people fuss, they fight, they have all, I'm not saying that we don't fuss and fight. But I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's really no tea there. Right. And I think that's when people have tea, and you know what I'm saying? When people are like, oh, keep your family out, that's because they got to deal with somebody cheating on them. Somebody got a side baby. Right. And then people like, well, don't go tell your mama. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I just feel like it's, we don't invite people to like have a lot to say. But I don't think it would be to the detriment of us too much. You know what I'm saying? But I will definitely say, like, when it comes to mamas, our mamas don't be in our business like that. No. No, I'm grown.
Even though one of them tried to be.
Who?
What's the next question?
Yo, mama. My mama do not. One thing about my mama. Let's go to that. What do the parents
That's
think?
not on the list.
Yeah, that's on the list. What do the parents think about each other?
Your mother loves me to death.
Yeah. My mama thinks that
it's Barack Obama and me.
And Calvin Boyd. She's like, it's only but two good men in this world. And it's Calvin Boyd and Barack Obama. Even though she's with my dad. Oh, it's no shade to Pops, but I mean, it's a little shade.
It's definitely a little shade.
It's just a little shade. But my parents love you. You know that. My parents love him. Love yeah, I think they were worried when I called and, I was pregnant. I think they were, of course they were worried. Yeah. Anytime you have your daughter who's a senior in college, calls and says she's pregnant. Called and said I was engaged. You know, obviously, we were engaged. We got engaged. And then called, I don't know, like 6 months later. Kind of planning a wedding, kind of not. Not really. We didn't really have any money and resources. And I think we were just kind of happy to just be engaged, and you know what I'm saying? But I was still taking classes. And so I think to call and to be like, oh, you know, I'm about to have a baby. My parents were definitely worried. I mean, I was older than anyone else in my family at the time who had a kid, which wasn't old at all. But yeah, they love you. My parents love you. Now, what now? Tell the people.
My mom is weird, and she loves you in her own special
Your
way.
mom is weird. She's gonna see this.
And Mom, you're weird. Love you.
That is horrible, Mr. B.
But she loves you. She definitely loves you and is a huge fan. She's just a little strange in the way she shows us something.
Yeah, and we don't have to get into all your family's business, but
Thank you.
Mr. B, because you know they finna ask, what is your ethnicity? What is Mr. B's ethnicity? How would you describe your ethnicity?
Black. African American.
Okay.
When I spice it up, I say I'm black with a white mama.
Okay, black with a white mama. So, so the mother in question is white.
Very much.
But you have a complex family with a complex set of circumstances. But his father's passed. His father was African American, raised and lived with his father, obviously. So he wasn't in a absent father home or anything like that.
No.
And he has a set of older siblings who both their parents are black. And so it's a set of like interesting dynamics. So we won't do too much on her.
Thank you.
But it's not really tea with me.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's really like tea with her own kids. Hello. Yeah, JD said, Poppy. Wait a minute.
They're not sponsoring this video.
No, they're not. Nobody sponsored the video.
But if they would like to.
Mr. B. Wait a minute. So for the long-lasting marriage advice, we talked about communication, trust, and keeping people out of your business. I would say yes to all those things. Mm-hmm. And I would also say financial security is really critical. It's hard to be in love and to be poor. Yeah. That's not right. That's not fair.
I think to be struggling.
To be struggling. Yeah, it's hard to really fully be in love and to be struggling and to be on the struggle bus. I just don't know how people can do that.
Yeah. It creates a layer of anxiety.
Yeah.
That puts a wedge between you.
So I would say that. And I would also say just like constantly understanding that your partner is going to grow, and you just hope you guys grow in the same direction and be better. And also just know that, you know, I think what's really helped me is that, you know, you have to choose this love every single day, and you need to be okay walking away if something doesn't work out. You know what I'm saying? It's not by force. It can't be by force. It cannot be by force. So that's what I would say. How many kids do you want to have, Mr. B?
The one that we have.
Period. Okay. What do you guys consider to be the glue that keeps you going?
I think, like we talked about the things that keep, you know, for a long-lasting relationship. I think one of the things I will add, actually it's two things. One, our sense of humor. We both are low-key funny. And I think the other is, and we've talked about this a lot over the years, like I showed up as a full person, you showed up as a full person, and we came together, right? Like, it's no shade, but I think separately we would still be like our own individuals.
No, 100. Yeah, I think that's very true. I think people don't understand that, especially as a woman. I think it's always been okay for men to be like full human beings, to have friends, to have hobbies, to have lives, to have all these things. I think for me, that was always my condition on just like being in a relationship with any man at any time. It's like, I have to be able to be a full person. I have to have my friends. I need to be able to travel. I need to have ideas and thoughts And I think it's so critical for women because society tells women to like shed all of who they are and to be one. And really to be one is to be like, take on this person's identity.
Right.
It was never going to be me. Okay. All right. Mr. B, what is your favorite of Mrs. B's bags and why?
My favorite bag, the Jumbo Vintage Chanel.
Jumbo, why? Because we got it in Tokyo.
We got it in Tokyo.
The Jumbo Vintage Chanel. Okay, that's one. Hit
It
us
said
with a
one
two.
of. Okay,
No, it said what is your
Okay.
favorite of Mrs. B's bags and why?
And then maybe the Orange Kelly that you swindled me into.
Okay. Because I'm trying. Okay, swindle. Okay, and then what's the second? And what's the third? And then we can be done.
Okay. The third is the B25 that you got in Madrid.
Oh, B25. Why is that?
Well, because you got it from Hermes herself.
Do people recognize you in public without Tanika?
It's happened twice where someone has recognized me
You
once.
really don't be out in public.
That's crazy. I really did be out here.
Where you been?
Just out here. I just got
Where?
back. I was just out here.
I
was
mean,
in
you was
California.
traveling for work, but I mean, like,
Right. And
well, I guess okay. You go to the airport.
One time that I was recognized, it was at the airport, and the other time it was just walking in New York City.
And what did the people say? The people want to know what did the people.
The first interaction in Harlem was just like, Mr. B, I love Tanika's content. Second time was like, are you Mr. B? I love Tanika's content.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
They were sweet both times.
Okay. What is the best part about being a husband? What is the best part about being a husband?
You know, I think seeing the growth of an amazing partner, and
Okay, me growing. Okay.
and growing along with you.
Okay.
I think, you know, we've been in this together for a really long time. So, you know, there's just something special about, you know, having that person that you come home to every day, that you wake up to every day, that, you know, becomes your best friend and ally in all things. But I'd say overall, I love the, you know, growing together.
What are your best memories of being a newlywed and a new dad? Let's do a new dad. What is your best memories of being a new dad? The best Why don't we just do memories?
Right.
Because
I'm struggling
being
with that.
a new parent is the ghetto.
Yeah, so that's kind of where I
Being
was
a new
going with it.
parent is so tragic. Like I think people romanticize it, and there is not enough. Like people don't talk about it enough about like how much of a struggle it is. I'm not being anti-older parent, obviously, but I could not imagine like, you know, having some ailments, being challenged, having like being a little bit more settled in my life and then having to go through what we went through as like, just like parents. I think you can do it at any age, of course, but
I think, yeah, there's no manual. The person is here now and it's like, good luck. That's definitely something that was interesting, and, you know, being young and, you know, a brand new parent, brand new husband, just figuring out life. But I agree with you. I can't imagine the reverse, right? Like being settled, being, you know, where we are today and now having a brand new baby. I think that probably would be even more interesting.
we answered what's the best part about being a husband. Hello guys, Mr. B, do you ever feel pressure to look the part as well? Maybe they're talking about dressing up. Do you ever feel the pressure?
A little bit, I would say, because I'm more, you know, sweatsuit kind of a guy. But when we're out and about, you know, when we travel, I'm now the linen guy. Thanks
Allegedly.
Allegedly. And most of that is thanks to you. So yeah, sometimes I do feel a little bit of pressure to dress up and, you know, dress a little nicer than I normally would if I was by myself.
Oh, okay. So you don't dress nice.
I mean, I think this is very nice.
Tell the people what do you have on?
Fear of God, sweatpants, and hoodie.
Okay, shouts out. Okay, how did y'all meet? Let's say it at the same time. We met in college.
Yeah.
I done told these people 50 times. We met in college.
Yep.
We knew each other for a while.
We had mutual friends.
I feel like they tried to hook you up with my other friend.
No comment.
Did they not?
They did. They did.
Did y'all ever hook up? This is breaking news, guys.
No, it's not breaking. The news broke 20 years ago.
No, I'm not. I'm just trying to get the tea.
No,
did y'all go on a date?
No, not at all. There was like,
oh, okay. I'm just asking.
There was like a skate party.
Because maybe that's why we beefed out.
No.
Maybe that's why we beefed.
You being petty?
No, we're not beefed out, guys.
There was a skate party.
She's just not talking to me. What is the one destination you both would love to visit but haven't yet?
South Korea, I think.
Yeah, South Korea. Definitely South Korea.
Yeah.
And Rwanda for me.
I definitely want to go to Rwanda.
Yeah, Rwanda and South. And I would probably say a third would be either like Seychelles or the Bora Bora. Yeah.
Yeah, those are three good ones.
Best places to shop for men.
I mean, my go-tos are Mr. Porter.
Which is the men's net-a-porter.
Yeah, Mr. Porter's good. I have a lot of Ralph Lauren stuff, so
Ralph Lauren.
Yeah, but you can get that at Macy's, Nordstrom, a lot of different places for Ralph Lauren. What are some of my other go-tos?
Banana Republic.
Banana Republic is a staple.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were gonna say. Banana Republic first. Yeah. Banana Republic, Ralph Lauren, Mr. Porter.
Yeah,
those are your go-tos. Those are your three main, and of course Nike.
It's like we know each other.
Yeah, yeah. What was your initial thoughts on your wife being an influencer? Am I an influencer?
Very much so.
Oh, okay.
I think my initial thoughts were I didn't fully get it. I didn't fully understand what that meant.
I don't think I did either.
But slowly I started to see how passionate you were about it. I started to see, you know, the people really liked the content that you were putting out, and you know, it was something that you really, really wanted to do. And so I don't think I fully understood that you could make money from it and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, me either.
I was mostly just, you know, interested in trying to support this thing that you were so passionate about. And your passion is one of the other things that I love so much about you, right? It's something that sometimes I'm jealous of because I don't think I'm as passionate about anything other than you or Kennedy. But yeah, I think that I was mostly supportive.
When did it hit you that your wife is an influencer? It's a lot of influencer questions.
I think when every place we travel to, someone will be like, oh my God, Tanika B. Ghana, South Africa, Paris, at the mall.
But we've had nothing but really good experiences.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. The people have been so nice.
Yeah, really, really positive.
Yeah.
But obviously, you know, you're my wife, you're my partner, we've been together since college, and so to see strangers walk up to you, and I remember there was an older white woman in Zara that said that she followed you.
Oh yeah.
And it was just, you know, it was funny. So yeah, I think that's when it hit me. I don't remember exactly what the first interaction was, but every time we travel, someone would recognize you.
Yeah. How do you keep the spark with traveling so much? I think that's for me. There may be a little shade. How do you keep the spark with you traveling so much? How do I keep the spark? I think because there's a perception that, I don't know if this person meant that, but I do always get comments about traveling alone, and as like a mom and a wife, and like traveling alone, like how do I travel alone? Why do I travel alone? I don't obviously always travel alone. I'm with my family a lot. And I think it's still foreign that women can be like independent and live full, robust lives in absence of like being up under their husbands and their kids all day. So I would definitely say, I feel like travel actually helps our relationship.
I think it does. I was going to say, like, we both travel for work, right? So my business trips and your business trips may take us to different destinations, but I think that they're similar.
Yeah, people don't realize that you travel for work.
Oh.
They don't realize that you were gone all last week and now you're here.
Right.
Because I don't really talk about it, because I don't say, oh, I'm at the house, I'm alone.
I'm not posting about it.
Right,
so
right, right. So like people wouldn't necessarily know that you're traveling. They see me traveling and they see me traveling alone. But I think travel helps us because we get to miss each other. Mm-hmm. You know, you always get me flowers when I come back.
That's right.
You know, it just like, you know, I don't want to say it feels like dating. That's probably not the right response, but I think it actually helps the relationship. It just, you know, we get to have space from one another. We get to come back and have interesting conversations about the things that we had. Mm-hmm. I mean, now, in full transparency, I would like Mr. B, because he was waiting.
I knew you were about to say
I would like Mr. B to travel more with me. But Mr. B, let me just say this. Mr. B has a serious job. The people do not realize that you have a serious job. You have a serious career. You've been in your job almost as long as Kennedy's been alive.
Almost.
And you love your job. You love your career. And so Mr. B can't always get up and go the way that I like to get up and go. Because I like to get up and go, honey. Now, go ahead. What you got to say?
Nothing. Continue.
Because I was also going to say, now, Mr. B could be, you know, tuning in, working, you know, remotely in foreign lands, but Mr. B doesn't prefer to do that often. So Mr. B doesn't like to travel with me as much. Right or wrong?
Allegedly.
Oh, Mr. B. How much closet space? You saw the question.
I just saw the question.
How much closet space do you have, Mr. B?
Mr. B has been relegated to the basement, so.
But it's not like an unfinished basement in the Midwest.
But
where all the plumbing is out.
This is my story.
Okay.
I have a corner of the basement where my things are. It is ample space for my meager collection of items, but not quite as luxurious as my wife's spaces, and I'm fine with that. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah. Okay. Top 5 qualities he feels a young man should have by 30.
Wow. This is rough. Now we have a
I've been coins. Number 1, they need to have some money. Stop playing with these girls. And here's the thing, it doesn't have to be, you know, you don't need an annual salary of $200,000, $300,000, whatever. No. Nobody's saying that. Now, maybe if you living in New York.
Financial security, living within their means, planning for the future. So yeah, I think financial security would be a quality.
Money.
I think they should have a serious trust for whatever partner they take on. I think part of
I thought you meant a financial trust. I was about to say, oh, that's a good idea. A trust. They should have a trust.
Well, I'm not trying to go full Susie Orman on the people with this answer now. I think there's more than just the finances. I think, you know, trusting and respecting the partner, and be serious about being serious with a partner, or be honest and say that you're not. I think is another important thing.
Especially by 30, be serious.
Yeah.
Okay, so you named 2.
I think open-minded. You know, it's 2024 now, and like this, I'm gonna be somewhat controversial, but you can't be a man with a traditional mindset not bringing traditional things to the table. Number 1, you may find a partner that is fully open to a traditional mindset, but I think that that's kind of silly.
Well, let's expand on that.
Okay.
What do you mean by that?
I think a lot of men say that women should be cooking, cleaning, and doing other things. But what they don't also articulate is they also need that woman to be working and doing other things because they can't.
Because they don't have any money.
Right.
So they don't have the coins. So what do you think? Do you think that men who have the coins, they should be demanding that their wife cook and clean?
No, and that's what I was gonna say. Just because you
okay.
have money doesn't mean that it's a forced march. That now you have to do everything else. I think. Listen, the word is partner, right? So this is a partnership, and what works for our partnership may not work for another. But I think that there should be an honest conversation around what each person expects, right? So I think that goes with trust and being serious about being serious with your whoever it is that you're going to date. And I think it's important to be honest about those things, like what.
So what do we say? Coins.
I didn't say coins necessarily. I said
you said what?
Financial security.
Financial security. I said coins, and number 2 was.
Trust and respect your partner.
Trust and respect your partner. Number 3 is...
Be honest about what it is that you're looking for.
Be honest. Okay. Number 4 is...
Be open-minded.
Oh, be open-minded. And what's the 5th quality? By 30, I would say making sure that these men are understanding misogyny and patriarchy and the role of sexism and the role that it plays in their life. How they interact with not only their partner, but the women around them, how they respect them, how they treat them, and just like work on unpacking that. Nobody's saying that you will be perfect at 30 years old, but it's just like, come on.
Yeah, I think that was a good summary. I think that's the undertone of a lot of the things that I was saying, but that's a really good way to pull it all together.
All right, so if you made it this far, go ahead and like, please comment, and please subscribe, and also hit the bell notification for part 2, since this video is becoming super, super long, and I want to make sure I answer all of you guys' questions. So go ahead and like for part 2.